There is a direct relationship between what a person believes regarding the universe and ultimately how he behaves. If a person believes in a false construct of the origin and nature of the universe, then that person will behave according to a false set of moral principles. On the other hand, if a person believes in the true nature and origin of the universe, that person will behave according to the natural order. This relationship between belief and behavior is best illustrated with specific examples. Our first example of false metaphysics is the theory of organic evolution, specifically as the theory pertains to the origin of life. The theory of evolution posits that life in all its forms is the product of successive changes in heritable traits. Though science does not propose a specific model for the origin of life, it believes that it arose through simple chemical reactions. In broad outline, these claims are the metaphysics of evolution as it pertains to origins. The metaphysics of evolution leads to several inescapable theological conclusions. The first, of course, is that there is no God. God has been removed from the creative process and replaced with natural selection. There are some who propose a form of evolution with God in charge, called theistic evolution, but this is rejected by the scientific community in favor of a nature without God. Without a creator God to make man a little lower than the angels, man is simply an animal among animals. Man is more intelligent than the rest, but no different in principle. Implied in evolution is that since there is no God, then there is no resurrection or afterlife. Death is final for all life. Extinction is the natural course of evolution. The theology of evolution, again as it pertains to origins, can be codified as follows. The theology of evolution, if it can be called theology, leads to a moral dead end. There is no basis for ethics as we know them. Since there is no God, there are no ultimate moral laws, commandments, or teachings. Man is no different in principle than the rest of the animal kingdom, which has only instinct without morality. The inescapability and finality of death leads to hopelessness and futility. Life has no point, and a moral life, whatever that may be, is no better or more successful than an immoral life. Yet we know that the world does attempt to create some form of human morality. This is the purpose of ethics. But in the end, without a supernatural power governing the earth and imposing a moral rule, ethics can only be determined by consensus or social contract. Evolutionary theory eventually leads to moral and social chaos. Jeffrey Dahmer, murderer, cannibal, necrophiliac, and paragon of evolutionary virtue, put it best during an interview.
Because I always believe the lie that evolution is truth, the theory of evolution is truth, that we all just came from the slime, and when we died, you know, that was it. There was nothing. So, I mean, if a person doesn't think that there is a God to be accountable to, then what's the point of trying to modify your behavior to keep it within acceptable ranges? That's how I thought, anyway.